Hello, happy Thursday. So if you've ever watched my meal plannings, you know that I normally try to meal plan on Wednesday, but yesterday it just didn't happen. I had to take my son to the doctor for an appointment, and then we had soccer practice. So I was like, you know what? I will just move this to lunch tomorrow. So I am getting it done today. I do like to break down my meal planning because I know it can be overwhelming into kind of different steps. So on Wednesday, usually, I plan out the meals. On Thursday, I'll write my grocery list, and then on Friday, I'll actually do the grocery shopping. One of the things that I always like to do is I like to get some input from my family and say, what do you want for dinner this week? Some of the choices I usually get are, I don't know, or food, which is not very helpful. But what I found is if instead of asking them on Wednesday when I'm ready to write the grocery list, if I ask them on Tuesday, like the day before, I'll get the, I don't know, food. And then a couple hours later, or maybe the next day, they'll be like, hey, what about that one thing that we had with the chicken and the enchiladas? Be like, yes, okay. So if you're trying to get input from your family, give them a couple hours. That's the same reason why I write my grocery list on Thursday, but I don't go to the grocery store until Friday because I ask them on Thursday, what do you need from the grocery store? And inevitably on Friday I get, oh wait, can you add this to the list? So if you're asking your family for some input, give them a little bit of time, and it helps me too. So it'll jog my memory. I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to add this to the list. And I actually use, one of my friends got me started using Google Keep. So it's an app, and now I have my son on it too. So I have my Google Keep. I made a grocery list. I have a Target list too. I don't know if you can really see it, but I actually created like categories for each section of the grocery store because I know how I move through the grocery store, and I like to write down my list in that order. So it's got like produce, and then the bakery, and then the meat and chips and stuff like that. So I have little categories, and then I can write my grocery list like that. But I've plugged my son into it as well, so he can put in items on the list as the week goes on, as things come up. So I like using the Google Keep list. I used to be a paper and pen person, but now I use my Google Keep for my grocery list, and I really like it. All right, so getting down to meal planning, let me go ahead and share my screen. So what I did this week is I actually made all these visuals you can barely see, but I made a inventory of things that we have in the refrigerator and the freezer and the pantry. Just random things that we have on hand, like shredded cheddar and tilapia and frozen chicken breast and some canned chicken, some different things like that, so that I could go in and kind of use up what we already have. I like to do this every once in a while, just try to kind of eat what we have and go through like that. So I'm using that list along with my family suggestions, and I knew one of the things that I wanted to do was make the chicken salad. So what I did is, to start my meal planning, I go in and I pop open. So if you go to what'sworkinghere.com, you can go to meal plans, and if you click on the meal plans, it'll open up all the different meal plans. You can even open them up by category, but then you can go in and download the previous week or whatever week you want the meal plan and kind of start working from there. I also have these meal plan templates in the resource library. Let's see if I can pull that up. For meal plans A through F, is that how many there are? I have them for just regular portion fix, and I also have them for time nutrition, morning, noon, and night workouts. And there's carb cycling. There's tons of meal plans, so you can go in there. I like using the meal plan template just to kind of give me like a base to start with. So once you enter the password, then you can go in under the food section. Under portion fix, there's the meal plan templates, the foundational fix, and then you can go into 80-day obsession, has the time nutrition meal plan templates. And then there's also carb cycling meal plan templates as well. So there's plenty of meal plan templates for you to choose from in the resource library. So I got started with this one. I popped open last week's, and then what I do is I go in, I fill in the new dates and anything we have going on. So we've started soccer practice season, so we've got soccer practice most days, and then we also have a soccer tournament this weekend, which doesn't have times yet, which would be helpful, but putting in the events that you have can help you plan around things. So I know I'm not going to try to cook a big meal on Monday night because that's going to take a long time because I won't be here. Or actually, what I have been doing since his soccer practice is at like 6:30, I've been cooking dinner before. I eat my dinner before we go, take him to soccer practice, and then when he comes home, he eats dinner. So I've been trying to do the intermittent fasting window, and so eating a little bit earlier lets me eat earlier the next day. So I've kind of been enjoying that as well. So I put in the dates, anything we have going on, and then I fill in my meal one. My meal one is always the same. It's my Shakeology. I drink it with a half a banana and sometimes like a teaspoon of peanut butter for my teaspoon. So I fill that in. You can see I've kind of mixed and I don't know why the containers are so small. They'll be normal later. Right now, but they are usually a different size. You can see I kind of mixed it up. For this meal too, it's just a red and a yellow, so I moved my green up, and I'm going to add like some spinach or I'm going to put rice cauliflower so that I remember, because I want to try the rice cauliflower with the cookies and creamy. I think that would be really good. Cauliflower. Okay. So that's meal one. I just copy and paste that down. So that's one meal out of the way. For meal two, which is kind of like I call it second breakfast or my morning snack, I pick two for the week and then alternate them. And these are actually the same two I had on the menu last week because I haven't been eating them. I don't know. I didn't end up cooking the sweet potato scramble, but I have everything to make it. So I'm going to make it this weekend, and then we'll have it. Instead of alternating, I'll probably kind of front load it at the beginning of the week to use it up before it goes bad. And then the second thing is the waffle and the sausage. I've been waiting on, I get these meat sticks that are really good. I can't remember the name right now, or I would tell you. And so I've been waiting for those to have with my waffle. So those are my meal two snacks. For meal three, on the weekends, I leave it open for leftovers, a salad or a sandwich. I just make sure I have ingredients for that on hand. And then during the week, I have leftovers for lunch. So whatever the night before dinner is, I have leftovers for lunch the next day. So that takes care of meal three. Meal four is my afternoon snack. I pick two of those for the week, and then I alternate them this week because I moved some containers around a bit, and you'll see that it's not as alternating, but that's okay. You'll see kind of how I did that in a second. And then all I have left is I cook 4 meals a week, and then we have leftovers one night, and we eat out on Friday and Saturday or bring food home. So that's all we have left. That makes it really easy when you kind of break it down and have a system for your meal planning. You can get it done really quickly. All right, so my husband said that he wanted green chicken enchiladas, and I have the recipe. It's a cooking light recipe. I tried to find a link. I couldn't find it yet, but I'll look for that in a little bit. So what I did is this the one I did it? No, this is the chicken salad one. But I knew, so what I did, and I'll show you with the chicken salad one too, is I went into the What's Working Here website. I typed in chicken enchiladas because I know that they have a blue, so it changes up the containers. And then I just copied the containers that I used for meal 5 and meal 4 and put them on this week's. So let's see, move that. So I don't know why the containers are so screwy. So usually the orange container is down here and the blue container is up there. So what I did is I just swapped them out because I know I'm going to be using some cheese for the enchiladas, and then to add in some vegetables, a green, I just will saute up some like bell peppers and onions as well. So then I swapped out, usually this watermelon, blueberry, spinach salad, I usually have like feta cheese with it or nuts. So instead of the feta cheese or nuts, I'm going to have my seeds instead. So I'll do sunflower or pumpkin seeds. So see how you can kind of use the framework, but then move things around as you need to. All right, so green chicken enchiladas the first day. And then, oh, see, I told you they'd get bigger. So weird. Okay, so then I copied that down, and usually for lunch it's a red, yellow, green, but since I have this blue, I went ahead and made the same snack so that I don't have to worry about the container counts. So you kind of see, I just copied that one down and then copied the snack down so that my containers are already switched around. My son requested spaghetti, which is great because we have a ton of random pasta in our house, so we'll use up whatever pasta we have. I also had grabbed like 2 jars of marinara one time, so I'll use the marinara, and then I'll just need to buy some ground meat. So that's my red, yellow, and green. I count the tomato sauce because I use one that doesn't have added sugar as a green. I might add a little side salad for little extra vegetables as well. Oh, I didn't spell cauliflower right. Boom. Okay. So then I will copy and paste that one down here. So now you can see it's my regular green, red, and yellow, my teaspoon. I've got my meal 4, so I've got my, I have like a little gypsy sweet pepper plant, and it's doing so well and producing so many peppers, and I need to eat them. So I'm going to eat those with some hummus and some mango for my snack. And then in the freezer, we've got a ton of tilapia, and I think I've got some extra tortillas too. So I'm going to make some tilapia tostadas, and I'll probably have either some olives. If I add some avocado, I might kind of switch out. The orange and the blue container are both healthy fats, so from time to time, Autumn says it's okay if you kind of use those interchangeably. So I might use some avocado in there instead of the olives. So then that becomes lunch the next day, and you can see where things get weird again. So the chicken salad, which is a recipe that's on my website, I had actually gotten 2 cans of the canned chicken, so I have an extra one, so I'll be using it this week. I made the chicken salad last week, I think. So what I did is I went in and I grabbed the chicken salad, and I grabbed the snack that goes above it, because again, we're switching out the orange and the blue containers. So you can see, very tiny up here. Usually it's an orange here and the blue here, but all I did was just switch out the colors. So I grabbed those and put them over here. And so I'm gonna have the chicken salad. Last time I think I did it on a pita. This time I'm just gonna have it on like lettuce, like on greens. So that saves me a yellow container, and so I'm going to use that yellow for the snack and have it with some salsa. And my grocery store actually makes some really good fresh salsa, so I'm going to have that. Now, a quick note about chips. Technically, if you're following Portion Fix to a T, which I'm going to be honest, if you've been seeing any of my workout videos, you can see I'm not following it to a T right now. I'm having some extra yellows here and there, and I'm not too worried about it. I've reined things in when I need to. So chips, technically, remember with Portion Fix, you get 3 treat swaps a week. Chips are technically on that treat swap list. So I've been having chips before, and I didn't treat them as a treat swap. So if you're really trying to lose some weight or really maintain things and keep things tight, that is a treat swap. Make sure you account for it. Whenever you do a treat swap, you just take your yellow and whatever you were gonna usually use it for, you can trade it in for chips, wine, chocolate, those sorts of things, dessert, those things. So technically, you would count that as a treat swap. So I've copied and pasted that, and then I did the same thing where I took that for dinner. It became my lunch, but I went ahead and did the same snack since the containers are mixed up from that. So technically, if you're following my meal plan, you would be treat swapping twice with those chips. So you'd only have one more treat swap left. But you could, instead of chips and salsa, you could trade that out for something else if you're not wanting to use those treat swaps. And then on Thursday, we have leftovers. And on Friday, like I mentioned, we eat out, and as well as on Saturday. Really quick, what I wanted to mention is I've had a lot of people ask me like, hey, well, does your kid, does he eat what you eat? So let's go through and let's talk about the different things. The green chicken enchiladas, yeah, he'll probably eat what we eat. Sometimes I'll make him just a cheese enchilada and I might give him some chicken on the side. He doesn't really eat the bell peppers, so I'll usually have some little like grape tomatoes and just put those on the side and just put them on his plate. I did that the other day. I can't remember what we had, but I did that just to give him some extra vegetables. Maybe it was when we had tacos because I knew that he just puts meat and beans and cheese on his tacos, so to give him some extra vegetables, I just put some tomatoes on his plate and he ate them up. Spaghetti with meat sauce, this was his request. He actually likes to have some garlic bread with it as well. So I refrain from the garlic bread because I don't have two yellows to use there, and just make that for him. The tilapia tostadas, he will eat these. He doesn't put, so I usually put like some avocado and some salsa on there. I'll just make him the corn tortilla with some tilapia and some cheese on top. And then the chicken salad, he does not eat the chicken salad, so we just usually have some stuff on hand to make a sandwich. He also likes those breakfast bowls that you can get in the freezer section. Those are easy for him to make. Or if we have leftovers of like spaghetti or something else that he likes, he might eat that instead as well. So for the most part, he is eating what we eat for dinner, but there's always the alternative of kind of making it maybe a little bit different. I think the green chicken enchiladas have like onions and stuff, so I might just not put that on his part. And then just having the option of there's always there's bread and meat, you can make yourself a sandwich, that sort of thing. And then to get extra vegetables in him, we usually have the little bags of mini carrots, and so he'll grab a bag of those and eat them with some ranch as well. So hope if you guys have started back to school this week, it's been a good week so far, and if you have questions about meal planning, especially with kids, let me know and I am happy to help you out. Have a great week.